This is Jim Williams with the Hurricane City update for June 1st, 2010. Welcome to the Atlantic hurricane season. We just wrapped up the Hurricane City kickoff show. This is my annual show where I do my city and island picks on what areas I think are going to be at high risk during the upcoming hurricane season. We also talk about all the other issues for the upcoming hurricane season. Now, next to me here is Bill Phillips. He came down from Virginia Beach. He just graduated from Tidewater Community College, and he's going to be attending Old Dominion University coming up here in the summer to study to maybe get into emergency management for the disabled. He's working hard on that, so we'll see what happens. We also had Derek Sibley up from Hollywood, Florida, and he's a young aspiring meteorologist in high school that's taking a lot of notes on the upcoming hurricane season. The three of us were on camera, and we had a lot to say tonight. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But Bill's going to talk about the trip we took to the National Hurricane Center this morning. We did a few interviews, and he's got some comments about the show tonight. And then I'll get on and Invest 91L in the Western Caribbean Sea.
Today was very interesting. Jim and I conducted 3 interviews with National Hurricane Center Director Bill Reed, Deputy Director Ed Rappaport, and Storm Surge expert Jamie Rome. With Jamie Rome, we talked about storm surge threats in the Caribbean and South Florida. With Ed Rappaport, we covered the disaster plan for the Hurricane Center staff in the event of a hurricane in southern Florida. And with Bill Reed, we just talked about the operational aspects at the National Hurricane Center. Here's Jim Williams with the update on 91L in the Western Caribbean Sea.
All right. Thank you, Bill, and it's been a pleasure having you down here this year, and we've had a lot of fun over the last few days, and we're going to edit that video and put it up tomorrow for the archive subscribers. And again, that's the Hurricane City Kickoff Show available to archive subscribers. That's what fuels Hurricane City, and you can watch all the recorded shows at Hurricane City with your username and password. All right, here's one of the things we talked about tonight on the show, and that's the sea surface temperatures in the Atlantic Basin, piping hot right now. Look at these temperatures out here near Africa. They're way above normal. The oranges out here and all through the Caribbean, it's very warm, much above normal sea surface temperature anomalies, and this is fuel for hurricanes. And this map shows, we don't have a comparison to the 2005 map, but the 2005 temperatures were not even as warm as what it is right now in the Atlantic Basin. So we could conceivably see a very active hurricane season like 2005. Now, NOAA is predicting 14 to 23 named storms, and Dr. Gray Phil Klotzbach is predicting 16 to 17 named storms. So we'll see what happens during the 2010 hurricane season coming up here. All right, let's talk about our Invest out there. There it is, Invest 91L in the Western Caribbean Sea. It's looking pretty sick tonight, though. The high cloud tops have blown off the storm. But here's some models for you, basically towards South Florida. And a couple of models keep it lingering down here in the Western Caribbean Sea. But if you look at this animation here from NOAA of the Caribbean Sea, you can see the system is basically, there's hardly anything left of it. There it is. It blew up earlier today, but now there's hardly anything left of it. And that's because of westerly wind shear out here, very strong wind shear. That's one of the unknown things about this hurricane season coming up is how much wind shear is there going to be. If we have light wind shear, we're going to see an awful lot of storms out there. If we don't, we'll see less amount of named storms, but with the high sea surface temperatures and the low pressures, we should still see some pretty intense hurricanes in the Atlantic Basin. But things are quiet right now, and they should remain that way for the next week or so. Now, I'll be back with daily updates when things get active in the tropics, and we'll do an update once every 2 or 3 days when things are slow in the Atlantic Basin, just to give you an update on what's happening out in the Atlantic Basin. Well, that's it for now. Thank you again for visiting Hurricane City.